Peace, 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 peace. Okay. So, someone posed a question to me about loneliness. So, loneliness. I saw a post yesterday that was beautifully illustrated, and it said, in a room full of people, love you first. And that just, oh my goodness, it just like everything just chills through my body because I understand what that's like. Another way to think about it is, people always talk about how you can be in a room full of people and you can still feel lonely. And that is mainly comes up when you are still trying to fill the void through external means of what it means to be connected. We as human beings, we always talk about, I do better by myself and all this other stuff. But what does it really mean to feel connected everywhere you go? A lot of us face these feelings of loneliness in relationships and our connections with other people. When we go out into the world, we can be in a room full of people and still not feel connected. So what that post said to me was, in a room full of people, love yourself first. Is as soon as we get in a room full of people, we want to judge. We want to either judge them or we want to judge ourselves. And we want to like look at people. We want to say, oh, that person, oh, they're so pretty. Oh, they're so confident. Oh, that person don't know what they're talking about. Oh, that person is stupid. They don't really understand me. And to me, what that means is when we go into any space, look for look for ourselves. Look for the love that we feel in ourselves. Look for the connectedness that we feel in ourselves. Look for the confidence in ourselves. Look for, really feel into that space of self love, of the practices that we practice every day. So, one of the things that I talk about in my book, The Superpower of Self Love, and the daily practices that we have in here, is looking for those little magical moments in every piece of our day. I gave one of the scenarios a post a while back when I was talking about how I stay connected in my 9 to 5 work through working with my clients in mental health. I have the opportunity of being able to travel to them. So I do a community mental health to where I actually go to the people and I connect with them in the spaces wherever they are in their life and their journey. Sometimes I go to people's jobs and sometimes I go to people's work. Sometimes I go to people and they're homeless. And how do I stay connected to the unconditional love and that I want to share with them, and how do I stay connected to that in myself is that I look for those little signs. I look for those little signs that connect with me in my journey, through the universe. So that might be butterflies coming across my path. That might be going a direction, taking a route that I've never taken before and running into a field full of llamas, or luscious beautiful trees, or running into someone that has a message for me, or just seeing clear skies, or feeling the rain, or listening to the raindrops, on my car. Sometimes, when I'm in so-called, bad weather, but it's actually all nourishing. How can I look at little events like that in my life is really being connected, little messages of connectedness, and so that I might never ever feel that sense of loneliness. That sense of loneliness is a void that we feel when we don't feel like we're being understood, when we feel like we're not being supported. So how can you fill up your day with messages and signs from the universe that you are supported in more ways than just these conversational connections that we have with other people? How can we actually feel connected and feel supported and feel valued in spaces that require more than just our attention and our validation from other beings? That's where you will really start to dive into that self love, into that ever present feeling of love, and that ever present feeling of feeling supported and valued, to where that sense of loneliness will dissipate. And this might be a lifelong practice for you all, and this might be a practice that once you start to incorporate these daily skills of really focusing on you and putting you first and figuring out where that void is internally, that it might happen like that. For me, it took me to be able to put a compilation of these practices together and to practice them every day to fill that void of loneliness within myself. And I can honestly say that I'm in a place where I don't feel that sense of loneliness. And this was a part of my journey that was actually um, part of my life lesson of really clinging to relationships and clinging to sentimental things, material possessions, because it, in some way, some minimal way, and for maybe a short period of time, filled that void in me to where I was filling up those things, filling up that space in me with things and with people, but and wanting to feel connected. I got a place in my journey where I've always been kind of the person that was, unique in my own space, to where I was really connected to the universal consciousness, and people really, I couldn't articulate that to people. I couldn't have conversations with people I was around. So I really had to get to that space in myself through meditation, through certain practices like yoga practices, through other practices that I talk about in this book, to where I started to realize that loneliness cannot be fulfilled outside of myself. It had to be fulfilled in here first. So I hope you all take a little piece of that understanding and start to use these practices every day. You can get this book and follow different practices that I have for you all, and for that I practice myself, should I say, on my website, comedicarts24.space. So I also have that announcement. I have my new website up. It's not fully complete yet. We're working on it. I probably won't do the launch for another couple of months, but it is functional. So that I do have my books on there now. And I do have a couple of other spaces where you can, reach me for consultations. You can check that out. I will be shutting down my Patreon the end of July. It as beautiful. It has been a beautiful way for me to put all of the things that I have created and to put my journey into one space. So then now finally I can have this space in the internet world, that where I have everything in one place, and I'm so excited to be able to share that with you all. So please check it out. Comedic Arts 24.space. Yes, I got to keep the space, the galaxy theme going on. So the connection to all the consciousness out there going on. So please check that out. Give me your feedback. Yeah, and share and shop, and look for more things to come. I will announce that official launch as I go, but go ahead and connect to that. And I hope that you all will just continue to be in that space of self love. I also, following this video, I will have a yoga practice that will help to move that space of loneliness as well. So, peace, peace, peace. Be love, live truth.